welcome to Sentinel One Presents Cyber Superheroes, unveiling the unsung heroes of security in association with ETCSO. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar and welcome to this gorgeous city of Vizag. In today's interconnected world, security is not just at the physical borders, but also in the digital realm. While you have your armed forces guarding us at our national borders, it's the CISOs, the Chief Information Security Officers, who take on that role of the silent sentinels in our digital realm to safeguard their organizations from any cybersecurity threat. And in fact, today we have one such CISO with us, Mr. Satish Kumar, the CISO at CreditBee. Satish, thank you so much for taking out the time and joining us, and welcome to Vizag.
My pleasure to be with you.
So, Satish, we said that you guys are the silent sentinels, right? You are donning the cape of a superhero. So let's begin with that. Let's begin with some sort of inspiration of a superhero that you've really liked, that you use in your role, in your organization, maybe on a larger impact of the BFSI sector as well.
Yeah, see, the overall BFSI sector, if you see, it's highly regulated, and we have to be always ahead of the adversaries. In fact, if you look at the overall industry, it's quite changing. The threat landscape is very, very dynamic, especially in our world, especially in the fintech space, where we have to constantly innovate, but equally we have to ensure that the risks are managed. So risk management is fundamentally the primary objective.
Absolutely.
Along with that, also ensuring that we comply with all the regulations, the regulatory requirements. In fact, in that context, it's very important that we stay ahead of the curve. In fact, the adversaries are much faster in basically in exploiting those vulnerabilities, and so it's always a challenge to be ahead of the adversary.
Absolutely. Because we're talking about superheroes, how can we not talk about superhero powers, right?
Yes.
Some sort of inspiration, some superhero power that you imbibe on a day-to-day basis, that you use it in your work as well?
Absolutely. So it's not it's not just about superhero. It's about the tools and solutions.
Absolutely.
And today, if you look at, of course, we embrace Sentinel-1.
Yeah.
In fact, for the overall endpoint protection. In fact, especially today, endpoint security has become one of the biggest. In fact, the biggest risk is endpoints today, because adversaries are not just exploiting perimeters, they're exploiting the threats and vulnerabilities at the endpoint.
Absolutely.
So endpoints have become a very important focus. So hence, in fact, platforms like Sentinel-1, which is AI powered today, in fact, it helps you to manage your enterprise assets, manage proactive threats. Especially today, proactive threat hunting is very important.
Correct.
Because it's not, you can't wait for the vulnerability to get exploited. You have to proactively hunt for threats. So for that, the superhero platform is Sentinel-1. In fact, we need to have those kind of platforms, which the platform also uses a lot of AI. In fact, especially the Purple AI. The Purple AI helps us to, in fact, proactively hunt for threats. Especially the security analyst. There's always a term called alert fatigue. The analysts are quite, in fact, they're lost in looking at so many alerts, so many dashboards. That's where the power of AI comes in. Especially the power of AI is so important, so that it aids the analyst to take actions much faster, especially to remediate those threats.
So, we'll talk about Sentinel-1 and why you chose it and how have you seen it driving your daily operations. But before that, I just wanted to take a step back, because you were also speaking about it, which is, we're speaking about cybersecurity threats. We've seen massive outages in the recent past as well. So essentially, I want to understand, could you talk to us about 2 or 3 main challenges that you see from not just an organization perspective, but from a sector specific as well?
So overall, if you look at these sectors, the fintech sectors are highly, in fact, very competitive. There's so much of innovation has to be done. So it's always the balance between innovation and, of course, security. It's always that's the CISO role. In fact, CISOs are no more just a compliance guys. They're enablers today. In fact, they're enabling business. So in that context, of course, the fintech sector, it's a very active sector, and constantly the threats are, in fact, ever changing. The risk landscape is so dynamic today. So we have to constantly ensure that we manage risks proactively and equally stay compliant and equally innovate to give the better experience to the consumers.
Absolutely. We were speaking about Sentinel-1 a short while ago. Now, when you go out in the market, you also have a plethora of vendors available, right?
Absolutely.
And when you're choosing a vendor like this, it's not for a short time, you're using it for a long term.
Yes.
So the choices are many. What is the kind of decisions that you had to make, and why did Sentinel One become the one that you went forward with?
So basically, we have to look at multiple aspects to it. One is, of course, the Sentinel One being hosted locally, because in fact, the regulatory body expects you that the data should not move out of the country.
Correct.
In fact, that was one of the primary objective.
Yeah.
We wanted a solution which is hosted in India, of course, whereas the alerts or the data doesn't move out of
Yeah.
the country. That was the primary objective.
Yeah.
And second, of course, the overall capability of the platform, in
Yeah.
fact, which has the AI powered, and overall, if you look at the threat landscape is so dynamic today.
Yeah.
So constant innovation and constant threat, in fact, management, the company who is constantly doing a lot of research
Yeah.
on these areas was the preferred choice. In fact, so we spent a lot of time in evaluating other solutions and
Yeah.
found Sentinel One to be one of the closest to ensure that the threats are being, in fact, detected at a much early stage.
Okay. So I want to ask you from a sector specific a couple of other questions. One is, with the rise of digital banking, you're seeing a lot of adoption towards it, right? Which also means it makes your job tougher because there is more responsibility on you. There is a sense of trust that is given to you from the consumers who are using it, right? So how do you ensure that that vast adoption that is happening also continues to build in as far as your trust is concerned?
So today, see, with more and more digital transformation and the whole digitization, consumers are looking at digital trust.
Yeah,
End of the day,
absolutely.
everything is based on digital.
Absolutely.
So while digital is great, it's very convenient.
Yeah.
But the consumers are looking at digital trust. So digital
Absolutely.
trust becomes the whole center stage. In fact,
Yeah.
when we talk of digital trust, of course, cyber security is one of the most important element
Yeah.
to give that customer a confidence that they can use the platform
True.
which with much more assurance, with much more security and lot of peace of mind. So in fact, cyber security has become one of the key element in the overall digital trust ecosystem.
Absolutely. You said about this a short while ago, Satish, which is that, you just don't have to worry about the trust of the consumers, but you have a lot of regulatory compliances as
Yes.
well, right? Whether it's the central bank or GDPR and so on and so forth,
Absolutely.
right? With that, you have the added, responsibility, or one may call it pressure, or wanting to be agile and innovative as well.
Yes.
So does that become a catch-22 situation from a CISO or industry perspective?
It is, in fact, honestly, not only fintech, every digital native has this issue.
Absolutely.
Because the moment you talk of faster innovation, so
Yeah.
naturally there will be some cutting corners around compliances, so which is not absolutely acceptable in a regulated enterprise like us. So it's compliance is zero tolerance, in fact. So in that context, balancing both between innovation and to stay ahead of the curve and
Yeah.
also being compliant, because compliance is part and parcel of everything what we do, in fact, because
Absolutely.
it has to be part of the design,
Yeah.
like what we call security by design, privacy by design. So similar today, compliances has to be kept on the front,
Correct.
so that we ensure that the product, while we constantly innovate, we also ensure that the product which comes out is highly compliant
Yeah.
against any regulatory requirements, which are, as you said rightly, it's not just only one regulation,
Yeah.
because it's multiple regulations,
Yeah.
which makes this much more challenging.
So, the other aspect that I also want to understand from you is one, of course, are these regulatory compliances, right? While you're dealing with them, you also have a very daily and a very real threat of cyber attacks, right?
Yes.
Or organized crimes, right? These have become almost a day-to-day affair, right?
Absolutely.
So what are the kind of checks and balances, one, that you're putting in from an organization perspective, and what are the kind of strategies that you're also using to ensure that you're planned for any such future eventuality?
Absolutely. So in fact, cyber threats are quite imminent,
Yeah.
and with the growing cyber, in fact, risks. So what I usually say that
Yeah.
cyber risk is one of the top risk today. If you
Yeah.
look at the global risk report,
Yeah.
one of the key risks which is exploited is cyber risk.
Absolutely.
So in fact, it's basically fundamentally it boils down to risk management.
yeah.
So constant risk management is essential because
Yeah.
the cyber threat landscape is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And we are talking a digital world where, especially with cloud adoption, multi-cloud, hybrid cloud.
Yeah.
So especially because we are so much targeted also, because
Yeah.
being on the cloud, it's that you are giving the great customer what you call the features, but equally
Yeah.
you're open to the adversaries all the time.
Yeah.
So adversaries are constantly seeing that how they can exploit any vulnerability.
Yeah.
So it's always a constant struggle between security and of course the innovation.
Yeah.
But having said that, continuous vulnerability management, continuous threat management, continuous risk management basically helps us to ensure that we are ensuring that the critical risks are constantly mitigated. It's a constant journey that you keep looking at the threat, proactive threat management,
Yeah.
and proactive vulnerability management. And for that, of course, we need platforms like Sentinel-1, which also ensures that you constantly see what are the current threats and what are the current vulnerabilities getting exploited, so that you keep remediating them
Yeah.
on a periodic basis.
So, we spoke about why you decided to use Sentinel-1 and how they worked for you. Now that you're speaking about, this constant risk mitigation, once you got Sentinel-1 and you applied the Sentinel-1 solutions, as far as your day-to-day operations are concerned, what is the kind of impact or change that you see?
Platforms like Sentinel, which are powered by AI,
Yeah.
helps you to do a proactive threat management,
Correct.
removing false positives, because see,
Yeah.
because the analyst time should go in analyzing the real positives elements which
Yeah.
they can really spend to respond to the incidents, because end of the day it's all about incident response.
Absolutely.
So how proactively can we respond to the incidents which are
Yeah.
true to the context of the organization?
Correct.
Because very important is context.
Yeah.
So most of the time this platforms helps you to add that context, because if your analyst is not having the right context, probably
Yeah.
is busy in just trying to respond to some incident which may not have the negative
Yeah.
impact. So I think removing false positives and focusing on the true positives and just focusing on the true incidents to respond is the primary objective of any of this current generation platforms.
So Satish, now we have a very fun segment to do. It's our special rapid fire segment, which
Great.
means you have to be rapid, fast and witty. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Let's begin. What has been the most surprising challenge in your cybersecurity career?
Unknown threats.
But obvious. Which technology or skill would you master instantly for better security?
Constant monitoring and automation.
Okay, lovely. How do you juggle short-term security with long-term goals?
Short term is to fix quick things, long term align back to the business objectives.
Lovely. What non-work experience shaped your view on risk management?
My strong technology background helped me to, in fact, understand cyber threats better.
Lovely. Which book, podcast, or resource outside cybersecurity has had an impact on you?
I follow a lot of ISACA podcasts because I was on the board of ISACA.
Okay.
I'm a trainer, mentor, and coach at ISACA, so I follow a lot of ISACA podcasts.
Okay. Talk to us about the secret to maintaining a work-life balance.
I love mentoring and coaching, so that's my stress buster. My weekends are more busy in coaching, mentoring a lot of
Lovely.
aspirants. In fact, that's a big stress buster. So I love to meet a lot of people, train them, coach them, and that really helps me to also learn and stay ahead of the industry.
Lovely. Satish, before we let you go, we have to ask you this. Any piece of advice that you would give your younger self, the younger Satish, on either life or work?
So constant learning is key nowadays, especially in
Absolutely.
this domain, because things are so changing rapidly. One is carry passion, because not just work, but
Yeah.
if you are very passionate, I think thanks to ChatGPT and thanks to AI, there's so much of information out there.
Yeah.
So constant learning, constant upskilling is absolutely important for everyone to stay in this industry.
So that's the advice that's coming in from the veteran, that upskilling really is the need of the hour. Satish, we really hope you enjoyed the conversation
Absolutely.
as much as we did.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I
It's been
enjoyed
a
it.
pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.